Good morning and welcome to the First 15 Accountability Call with Intentional Professionals. My name is Melinda B and I am your hostess. So welcome, happy Monday. I'm so glad you could be here. And what we do here is we have accountability for each other every week. We have someone here. Hi, Ivo, how are you? I think her audio is connecting right now. But this is designed for all of us. It's not just about being accountable to yourself, but being accountable to other people and let people hold you accountable. We need each other. We cannot be an island and isolated, and we all need to be able to be there for one another and support one another. So I appreciate you for being here and allowing me to hold this space for you. And even if you're watching this after the fact, welcome. And I hope that this helps jumpstart your week. So the way we do things here, we do have a pattern for the meeting, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Slide. Okay, so this is the first 15, as I said, we've established that part. So it's time for the intros and the wins. So we do have someone on the line. Welcome, Ivo. If you could, I don't know if you could talk or type, but if so, tell us where you're joining us from and who you are and what you do. You can put that in the chat. And if you have any wins from last week that you accomplished, please let us know, because we want to celebrate that with you. That's part of why we're here, is to support one another and cheer each other on in our efforts and endeavors, and be a place where we can always come to get that kind of support. So while you're working on that, I'll go ahead and chime in about my wins. So last week, my win that I put on the call was that I was going to complete the bulk of the content for the upcoming Intentional Professionals Masterclass, which is going to be launched on this Wednesday, February 1st. I'm very excited. I did get that video content done, and now it's just quality control and going through and making sure everything is right. I'm very excited. This is my first digital course that I've completed, and I cannot wait for you to be able to check it out. And I'm obviously coming in from Florida. If you know me, you've met me and we've connected. If not, then hello from wherever you're calling in from. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, and when Ivo is able to chat, we'll check that periodically. We're going to move on, because I want to talk a little bit about accountability, since that is the point of this call, and it's part of our kudos and support. We always need some motivation and some encouragement to keep going. It gets really hard when you get in the thick of whatever project you're working on or whatever you're doing for business or work. It can get really isolating, and you can get that tunnel vision and feel very cut off from the rest of the world. And sometimes you need that for focus, but you also have to be able to have a touchstone for the world around you. Otherwise, things get a little murky. So I always want to be able to kind of bring us back to center, give us a bit of encouragement. It's something that we can focus on and hold on to through the week as we are challenging ourselves and working towards our goals, which is the ultimate point of this group. And I want to talk a little bit about accountability. A couple of definitions that I really like come from Cambridge.org, and it is: someone who is accountable is completely responsible for what they do and must be able to give a satisfactory reason for it. I like that one. And another one I like is that an accountable person is responsible for and having to explain their actions. And the last one, well, the antonym for accountability is irresponsible. And I want to dig into that a little bit more, because we hear accountability, that word gets thrown around a lot these days. And it isn't always for the right reasons. And it's not necessarily for a satisfactory reason either. There's a lot of justifications that come behind being accountable, or excuses, as a lot of us would say. And I think at the end of the day, to truly be accountable, you have to be authentic, you have to be transparent, and you have to be honest. You're not going to be able to account for what you're responsible for if you feel like it was someone else's duty or someone else dropped the ball and it's their fault. That turns into finger pointing and blaming. And that's not the point of accountability. It's not to pass the buck and to not be left holding the bag. It's to figure out, hey, what's working, what's not working? Do you need help? How can I help? What can we do to make this better? It's a group effort at the end of the day. Even if you're a solo entrepreneur, you still need other people to help make things go, whether that's advisors, different professionals that you hire, contractors that you may hire, friends or family that you bounce ideas off of. There are so many other sources of energy that you need to be able to make a business run well and to keep you balanced. Like I just came from the gym this morning, and I'm not a morning person, but I went ahead and decided to change my schedule around so that I could get my workout in at the beginning of the day instead of squeezing it at the end and feeling pressured and overwhelmed and tired and almost guilty because I put it off to the last thing. So when I flip that around and I work out first thing in the morning, I feel accomplished. I've actually completed something that can be pretty hard sometimes. I feel a bit refreshed, honestly. And I'm just proud of myself that I put myself first. I took the time to get out of bed earlier than I had to, drove to the gym, put in a good workout, and then came back and got ready for this. I got dressed, put on makeup. So like I have done some things today. And when you work from home, like I do, you don't always have those moments. Sometimes you're just making it work. You don't have to get on camera that day. You may not be feeling so great. And you can really shortchange yourself on having those moments when you're really feeling accomplished and like you feel put together and you feel like everything's going well. So I'm speaking to all of you who are doing the remote working. Some of you are working for companies and you get to remote work a couple times a week. That's cool, but you still have to find a way to manage all that and to make it work for you. You don't want to get into a funk and have a difficult time managing your time and feeling like you're really making progress. So Ivo has chimed in the chat. She says, good morning. Hello. She's joining us from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ooh, I know it's a little cold up there. Hope you're staying warm. You're actually driving. Okay, so I understand, but you don't have to participate. I want you to be able to be here to soak in whatever you can and get whatever benefit you can get from the call. Your partial win, okay, what was that? You intended to finish the back-end development of your journaling app, but you haven't finished. You have made huge strides and overcome unexpected obstacles, so you're still satisfied with what you accomplished. And that's important, so good for you. And I applaud you because I know this is some new territory for you. And it's always good when we can start to make strides in things that we haven't done before. Like when I was just talking about the course that I'm completing, like I have started courses at least 2 or 3 times in the past and never completed them for various reasons. Sometimes it was my confidence. I was afraid. I didn't give myself enough time. I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to present to the world. I didn't feel like it was good enough. I wasn't ready. And so we can come up with all kinds of excuses, but at the end of the day, we still have to give ourselves some kind of credit for the partial wins because they're going to get us to that complete win eventually. So we're hanging in there with you, Ivo. Hopefully you can join us more regularly and we can learn more about what it is you're working on and maybe we can support that. But just know that we are here to support you. And you say, thank you for the call and holding the space. You're enjoying it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. All right. So a few more words on accountability. Just make sure that when you are being asked to give a reason for why something is or isn't happening, that you're not trying to pass the buck and you're not trying to skirt responsibility. Really dig deep and figure out if there is anything that you could have done better or that you didn't try as hard as you could have, and be honest about that. Because here's the thing. People already know. No, you're not fooling anyone by trying to fake like you didn't do anything or you didn't fall short or whatever the case is. Like, people sense that on a lot of different levels. And I think the interesting thing about us as people is we tend to think that people don't see the things that we don't want them to see. If you know anything about the Johari window, it's a lot bigger than we think it is. And we have to just remember to be honest. And we would want that same honesty from others. So it really is as simple as that. All right, so we're in the last 5 minutes. This goes really fast, guys. All right, and so we're gonna go ahead to the next slide. Let me close, there we go. So this is our me time section. And in me time, which stands for most impactful item, like Nintendo Wii Me, okay? So this is your opportunity to commit to your most impactful item for this week. So this would in turn be what you could report as a win next week or the week after that, however long it might take. If you have a really big me, maybe you want to dice it up into some smaller ones so you can report every week instead of saying, oh, this one's going to take 2 months. Just give us a sliver of that. And so most impactful item of this week for me, my me is going to be launching my course. Like I said, it is scheduled to launch on this Wednesday. As soon as the clock strikes midnight into Wednesday, it will be live. It will be available for your consumption and enjoyment. And that's going to be the one thing that if I complete this week, I will feel like I've accomplished all that I needed to for the week. It's on track, it's on time, and I'm excited. So next week, hopefully I'll be reporting maybe some potential sales. We'll see. We have to see what happens. But I'm very optimistic and very excited about presenting my philosophy about being an intentional professional to the world. Woo, that's a big one. I don't know if Ivo has something that she wants to report as a me so that we can follow up with her on that. If she can, I know she's driving. If she's able to put that in before we end in 3 minutes, great. If not, we'll try to catch up with her later when she taps back in with us. But I just really want to keep everyone encouraged that's watching. It's the small wins. It's the incremental change. If you are a fan of James Clear and Atomic Habits like I am, just that 1%. How can you be 1% better? Or how can you do 1% more every day? It's not about the huge leaps and bounds, because honestly, it's a lot harder to do the huge leaps because there's so much growth that has to happen for you to be able to accomplish a huge leap. It's enough to just do the incremental changes. Just the little bit that you have to do day to day to do that 1%, or even a fraction of that 1%. As long as it's more than you did the day before, that's a win in my book. And I really want to encourage everyone to have that kind of approach because it puts a lot less pressure and expectation on us as people. I've probably got a good rant or a few rants about perfectionism coming. It's just so damaging. At the end of the day, I understand that the intention is to push us to be our best and to really get us to challenge ourselves and go past our limits. But there comes a point somewhere in that territory where it's very damaging and dangerous, and we don't want to cripple ourselves trying to improve and grow. All right, Ivo, she has a me. Ivo's me this week is that back-end development. She intends to launch the app for beta testing by Monday of next week after initial testing this weekend. All right, so that's awesome, me. We hope that you reach your goal or get as close as you can. You're a friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. If you need me to test anything, I'll be your guinea pig. I'll be happy to support you. And hopefully you can be with us next week to report that you reached that goal. I'm so excited for you. And that is our call. I'm just going to wrap up and say, thank you very much. Really appreciate you being here. And this is just, I want to close with this message that, as everyone's approach to achieving goals is different, take your time to find the best way for you to maintain your goals. We are always here to welcome you when you're ready to take your professional journey to the next level. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Melinda B Powers, or you can also follow Intentional Professionals on LinkedIn. Our website is intentionalpros.com. There's a blog there. I blog every Monday. It's been out for a few hours now, so go check that out. And hopefully we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.